joint with him and all that shit. And I was like,
and that's the album. The
and
album he was working on was what?
Magnum Force.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
I remember that album.
So that was like 96, 97.
Right.
And I was a big fan of Bklyn way before I met them. From when Buckshot first came out.
Right.
Yo, I used to love that album. And then Into the Stage album, the Smith and Wesson album.
That's right.
So, you know, I remember I had met Buck. And I was just like, I called him, I seen him in the street, and I was like, yo, Buck. And I was like, yo, I want to battle you and shit. But I ain't really want to battle him. I just wanted him to show him I could rhyme. So I came off wrong. He was like, nah. Like, nah, I don't battle unless, you know, we in a cypher or some shit like that. And I was like, all right. So it wasn't meant to be at that moment.
Right.
But, you know, he brought Sean Price around my way, my manager, Eric Mack. And I remember this nigga came through and he was on the passenger side. He had his foot out the window and shit. And he had cut his dreads already. And so I was spitting for him and he loved this shit, you know what I mean? So we connected. I started riding my bike from Crown Heights to fucking Brownsville. You know, I used to ride straight down St. John's.
Right, to go check it.
Going through Mother.
Oh yeah, that's the shortcut. That's the shortcut. Right there, East New York Avenue.
Right. Right past fucking, what's the project? Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I got you.
So, and you know, I started rocking with him.
Right.
And first I used to go to the projects over there by Howard and shit.
Right.
My man E-Dub used to make mixtapes and shit. He rock heavy with Papoose right now.
Okay.
So me and Papoose, I knew him from back then.
Right.
And we used to just be on the mixtapes heavy with my man E-Dub.
That's what's up.
He used to be crazy. We used to record it at his crib.
Right.
And so after that, I started fucking with Ruck, Sean Price. I started going through there, and they was recording at the studio in Queens.
Right.
And I had recorded in mad studios throughout the years. You know what I mean? Like
all over New York
studios, different studios.
Different studios in New York.
This was the first time I was rocking with artists that had a deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they had studio time paid for by the label and shit. So I was just, you know, soaking that whole shit up. You know what I mean? Like, these niggas was official artists and they had it out. This was their second album they was working on. So, you know, I started rocking with them. And before you know it, I got on the title track, Magnum Force.
Right.
And this other song called Gangs All Here.
Right.
And it was like 10, 15 rappers and shit on that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then after that, the rest is history.
I took off from there.
Yeah, man. They put out an album called Duck Down Present.
Right.
And I had this song called Live the Life that I had recorded already. And Sean Price let Drew hear it, Drew High. And so they put it on that album. And that was the first time I got paid for a record. The niggas gave me $1,500. I was like, oh shit, like what? Like I got paid for a record. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? That was the first. So I re-recorded it on my birthday when I was like 20. I remember that shit, and we did this shit in D&D studio.
Okay.
So I met Kid Capri, Premier, like mad people was recording in that shit around that time, man. So, you know, that's how I started setting off my shit, man. And you know, I never put out I had a deal with Select Records.
Okay.
I was rocking with my man DR Period. Shout out to DR Period, man.
That's what's up. Shout out to DR Period.
Shout out to DR, man.
That's
and we had a whole album, and we never put it out. I was just like anxious and shit, like, yo, when we gonna do this shit? Like I asked them to get out the contract, and you know, but I still got love for DR. That's my brother, and so that album never happened. So years I started my first album dropped 2008.
Okay.
Years later.
I seen it in the bio.
With Duck Down. So it was called Sean Price Presents Ruste Juxx Indestructible.
Okay.
So that was my first album.
Right.
And
so that's how it started.
Yeah, and now 28 albums later, you know what I mean?
How many albums you got in now?
28. I mean, that's including EPs and shit like that, but all together 28 projects.
You got a lot of material.
All the way to
down. A lot of work.
And it's been 28 years.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, well, yeah, 28 years. So, 27 years, actually.
Well, y'all don't know, man, Ruste Juxx, man.
Yeah.
You heard the albums he got, man? Say that again, my brother.
28 albums and
I'm making fans of the people
since I've been doing it professionally for 27 years.
Yeah, man. So from the Sean Price and the Duck Down, how's the journey been, man? The whole ride.
It's been crazy, man. You know, Sean Price took me on. You know, he got me my first record deal, my first song I got paid for, my passport when I first started going on the road with him. You know, he used to take me everywhere, all across the U.S., all overseas, and he ain't had to, man. Like that was my big brother for real. Like he helped me out in life. more than this rap shit. You know what I mean? But I owe him a lot, man. Like with this hip hop shit, man, he took me all around because I always felt I was a dope MC.
Right.
But rocking with him, doing them shows, that showed me how to get my stage game on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I started. Now I became a great performer.
Right.
For fucking with Sean, man. Like
right.
and I seen how he dealt with promoters and how he got his money.
Right.
And you know, I just soaked all that shit in. He never like told me game. Like I just learned from him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just seeing how he did it.
Right.
And you know what I mean? It was just crazy. So now, you know, after a while, I think after 2010, I stopped touring with him and I started doing my own tours.
Started doing your own thing.
And then
right.
it was just me doing my own thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
and
up.
I was just featured on every album that he put out, you know, still. You know
That's
what I mean?
What's up. That's what's up.
You know, I had to, you know, you gotta do that and shit. You gotta break, you know what I mean?
That's right.
That was the mentor, I was the protege, and then I became, you know what I mean? Now I'm the teacher and shit.
Now you the teacher. That's what's up. That's what's up. Very well spoken. Very well spoken. Rusty Juxx in the building. You already know. But yo, Russ, I want to ask you, because I know y'all got a lot of producers and stuff that's coming from overseas.
Mm-hmm.
I know y'all deal with, you know, a lot of overseas.
Yeah.
Containing with y'all. You want to explain?
Yeah, see, and that's another thing that I learned from Sean. Like, he used to do a lot of features and shit. Like, always doing collabs and getting paid. So I was like, yo, that's another way, a good way to get paid, right? Right. You know, once you keep putting out music, you building up your fan base. And I was with Duck Down, so their fan base is mainly, well, it's in the U.S., of course, but overseas, this shit is heavy.
Right.
You know, they love Duck Down music over there. So I was tapping into that fan base. And you know, I started doing features with rappers. Like my feature game was crazy. Like I'm on like thousands of features with Russian rappers, Japanese, and any fucking state all over Europe. You know what I mean? Like I got albums with I got albums with producers from all over the fucking world, man.
For y'all don't know.
I even did an album called International Juxx, where rappers and producers was paying me to be on my album, you know what I mean? Like to put their beat on my album, to put their verses on my album, because I was like, I'm doing mad features. So now I'm doing an album where it's featured, like one song is featuring a rapper from Germany, and then it's another rapper from DR. You know what I mean? Then I got a song with a female rapper from Lebanon and a UK rapper. You know what I mean? And the producers from somewhere else. And I shot videos, you know, look up International Juxx.
That's what's up.
And you know what I mean? So I did that shit, and that was a crazy album. And you know, my man Kaio Watachi, he's a black producer from France and shit. We got 2 albums. We're working on the 3rd one right now. Hard Body Hip Hop we put out in I think it was like 2012. And we dropped another one 2016 called Meteorite. And you know, I just work with mad producers from overseas.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. You know,
all
that shit. Just keep your name building up. As long as you putting out your own features, plus you featuring it on other songs. You know, keep your name in motherfuckers' ears and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I seen y'all made an album. You made an album with Rock Miss Monster.
Yeah.
It's called Crownsville.
Yeah.
We from Crown Heights.
Right.
I like the title of that name.
Yeah.
Crowns, and then got blended Brownsville and made it Crownsville.
Yeah.
Explain that to the people.
Yo, so me and Sean Price was supposed to do that album. We had came up with the concept, and but we never did it. You know, he passed and shit. And so I remember telling Rock one day when we was going to I forgot, we had a show somewhere. We was in the airport, and I was like, yo, me and Sean never got to do that album. And he was like, yo, I'm here. And I was like, damn, why the fuck I ain't just think about that shit? You know what I mean? So me and him, we started working on that shit. We probably did it like, you know, because we both got schedules and shit. It probably was like in the works for like 2.5 years. So we just kept working on it. We got fucking production by Freddie Fox, aka Bumpy Knuckles. You know what I mean? Vinny Idol.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
You know what I mean? The Archetype from Boston. A lot of dope producers, man, and producers that's, you know, not known to everybody, man. But this album is fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, Rock is one of the illest fucking spitters ever, man. So me and him working on that shit.
Shout out to Rock. Rock is
I couldn't fall short, not one motherfucking, you know, millimeter, you know what I mean? So we like this on that album, man.
Yeah.
It's a fucking dope album, man. It's on
very good album. Very good album.
Man. So
very dope. So I had that.
We still got videos that we gotta shoot.
For that album?
We got 2 videos out. One is Sean Lives On.
Right.
And you know that joint is cause I got like 4 fucking songs, you know, for Sean after he passed.
Right.
You know what I mean? But this one, we was going back and forth with his song titles and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So all the Sean Price fans know what we saying when we like monkey bars in the jungle gym.
Right.
And then he be like onion head niggas, we don't fuck with them. Like, you know, he using his titles and shit like. It's a crazy album, man. So we got that song, Sean Lives On.
Yeah.
And
what else?
What's the second one? Crownsville.
And Crownsville,
the title jump.
That's what's up.
So yeah, man.
That's what's up.
Yep.
Very good album. Very good album. Very well spoken. Very well spoken.
Yep.
So we gonna speed it up from there. As far as your albums and stuff, like what is it that you want the people to know as you hear right now? Is there anything you would like to tell the fans or anything about what you got going on or what you got coming up? Is there anything
I got a lot of projects that I've been working on right now
right.
that we dropping soon, man. Like me and Nine got an album. I know you
want
Nine.
Nine.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Now with me? What you want now?
What you want now?
Oh, what's up?
Yo, me and Nine got